Alright guys, so we've been on tour trying to check out the projects that I used to stay in.
It happened June 30th at Park 20th Apartments at 20th and V Streets just after 2 p.m. There you can see that blast going off. Provided 17 News with this surveillance footage. You see that big blast with debris flying everywhere. Fire officials suspect a gas leak could have resulted in that massive explosion.
But the thing is, my son has diabetes, so we need to stop and, check his blood really fast so I can see what his sugar level is at and to see if I can give him this food or not. Alright, so it was around 136, so I'm going to give him 1 unit.
Police just picked up the crime scene tape on this apartment behind me here on 20th and V Streets, and many of the residents here have been peeking outside their windows trying to process what is going on after 2 dead bodies were found in that apartment complex earlier this morning. Now, police say a neighbor called around 11:30 this morning after not seeing one of the believed deceased for a few days. Now, police say that when they arrived, they have found a man and a woman inside of the apartment, and because of those 2 dead bodies, had appeared to have been there for a couple of days. Police have called this a suspicious death.
The apartment is being aired out at the time due to it appears that the subjects have been deceased for a few days and the bodies are decomposed at this time.
Now, because of that decomposure, police were unable to identify the bodies as well as a possible cause of death, so that investigation is still ongoing. I spoke with one woman who lives at this apartment complex. She said the man that lived in this apartment, downstairs apartment, was believed to be around 70 years old, one of the first people to move into this complex when it first opened, and several people said the last time they saw him was about Thursday evening.
All right, y'all, so here's the park area of the project. This project is only about 9 years old now. For it to be so new, it's a bunch of roaches. All of the units are 1 bedrooms, and then there's a few units on the side. It's 3 stories, by the way. The side units in the corner, they actually are bigger than most of the other units. You have a bathroom, you have a kitchen, and you have a bedroom, and then you have like a little living area, and you'll have a patio. But guys, again, these apartments are infested with roaches, and they were infested with roaches from like the 3rd month of living here. I lived here for approximately 2 years, I believe, and it was pure hell. It was better than living on certain areas in Bakersfield, but again, it was pure hell because it wasn't kid friendly. A lot of drug users, they circulated the area because, some of the residents, they did drugs and they invited their friends, or they got off drugs and invited their friends who were still on drugs. And the friends that were on drugs would not go home, or they were homeless, so they would bang and bust the windows open to get to where their friend was. But if their friend wasn't messing with them, then yeah, they were out of luck. So it was very loud most times. But some of the residents, they are complete sweethearts. I'm going to insert some pictures and videos of the inside so you guys can see what it looked like, at least when I lived there. I never actually seen that open until now. That's wild.
You see dragonflies on the ceiling?
I have no idea. Oh, Alex A, please come back. I love you. You're a girl. Oh, wow. Things like this are not uncommon for these apartments. Sometimes they will literally write messages on the front part of the building and on the sidewalk. This is literally what the city looks like, guys. Or their man back. This is the alley to where we go, and then that's literally the news station. That's crazy. That's the news station right there. All right, so it's crazy how on this little block right here, it's not too bad or whatever, but if you go over to where we just came from, it seems like it's a little more impacted with a lot more traffic.
Drug traffic is what I was talking about.
Here's the news station. I actually know somebody who works here. And then I don't know what that is. I think there used to be a gym. It is still a gym. Okay. And they have their own parking over here. They're all like locked in. This is the front of the news station. They definitely know to keep this locked. So this is like where a little doggy boarding school. Like that's so noticeable. Like you notice with every place you go to here, like you're gonna see something boarded up. So this is like the little park area. A lot of people actually like take pictures over here. Like they come over towards like the courthouse area, which is that building over there, and then yeah, they take pictures. And then here's a little park. This place always had a bunch of pigeons and ducks. They're so cute. All right, guys, so this is just the area around the apartments. These are actually like the nicer apartments, but across the street from those apartments is this park. Now, people do take their children to play here, but for the most part, you do see a lot of the homeless population. And, you know, sometimes they do drugs, not all, but sometimes people do drugs at this park, or they go to sleep at this park. So it's not recommended for children. So the thing with like most like projects and low income properties is you really can't just go and tour unless you currently live there. That's why I'm just trying to figure out, like, how is everybody like going to tour if they don't live there? I know some people still currently live at their apartment, but I don't currently live here anymore. So it's like, how are you guys, for the ones who aren't like at that address anymore, how are you guys actually touring the apartment? Because project apartments, they're not usually available unless you go through the housing authority and then you're approved for it, and you don't even really get to see it. You just get approved for it and you moved in, you know? Like, at least that's how it was for me. I don't know how it is for everybody else, but at least I know for Bakersfield that's like the process. But I do have some old videos from like my Snapchat, and then I think I could find some online so I can show you guys like what it's really like. Because the apartments that I came from, they didn't have, they're like right behind me. They didn't have like a area where you can, they didn't have like a washer or dryer. Like they do have a laundry room, but I can't get in. And like people, they would not let you in. Like I promise you, when I used to live there, they would not let me in. Like they're like, oh no, you should have had your key. What's the passcode? Like they would not let you. I promise you, it's a fiasco trying to get in if you don't have your stuff. But they have like a little laundry area, but when you live on like the second floor and you're trying to do your laundry, like, let's be real, guys, like, how are you gonna get all of your laundry down to the first floor to go and do your laundry? Especially when you have a baby too. Like, it's so inconvenient. I ended up getting like this portable washer and dryer. It was like $100 or something off of Amazon, and like it helped, but like, yeah, it still wasn't enough, you know? Especially when you have like a little kid. Like maybe if it was just me, or like maybe if it was just like a couple or something, it would be good, it would be convenient. But because it was just me and like a kid, you know, it just didn't really work out like that. And then like laundry is expensive, y'all. It is freaking horrible to do laundry at your apartments because they're charging out the behind. I think it was like $3 per load, and then maybe like $1.50 to dry, but then like it doesn't dry all the way when you do it the first time, so you probably gotta dry some things like 2 or 3 times. So it adds up, I promise you. I used to spend like $40, $50, $60 on laundry alone. You better hope that you have your laundry when you return, because you know sometimes like you will get your stuff stolen. I'm basically right in front of where like I used to live, right where we parked. It's just a whole building in front of us. Why it seems like everything is burnt down here or caught on some type of fire? That's wild. The building behind me that had like the burnt up sign, this is like where you want to get childcare or referral to some type of resources. I think I tried to use them for like childcare, but I ended up not using them. It was just too much. Like, you got to meet with somebody way too often, answer way too many questions. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. And then I ended up getting free childcare at my college that I was going to, so I didn't utilize them for long at all. Maybe for like less than a month, honestly, because when you apply for like government resources, like they really put you through the ringer. Like, you got to jump through so many hoops to get certain things, and you really have to be dedicated to the process. And honestly, when I was going to college, they just offered it to me. They said, oh, you know, because of your income, you qualify for this many hours of childcare. So I was able to get like my kid watched on campus for free. I think I got like 30 hours of childcare. And whenever I went to school, I was able to have him like at the daycare right beside. So it was just convenient, y'all. I didn't have to worry about too much. Oh yeah, I did get something called like Community Connections, where they give you free childcare. I had a family member watching my child, so you know, he could be with somebody familiar, but I didn't utilize that for too long either. It was mainly like childcare through the college that I truly utilized, because yeah, I could just after class go pick up my kid and boom, we can go home. This is 211. 211. Alright guys, sorry. 211 is basically a place in Bakersfield where you call and you get all the resources. Like, if you need a homeless resource, they'll link you to like homeless shelters. They'll say, hey, call these places. And then I think what they do is like they call, I'm not sure like the whole entire process, but just call 211 and you'll get linked to a homeless shelter. If you need help with bill pay assistance, they'll help you out. They'll link you to like an organization. Actually, that place right there behind me, I forgot what it's called. Slow down. Whoa. Basically, I'm trying to like, you know, keep my life here. But the family store, they help with paying rent, I think, and light bills. It's kind of hard to get into though. Like, you have to take that thumb at your mouth. You have to like jump through a few hoops. I don't know why I can't talk, y'all. But yeah, like I've never like was able to receive anything like that, because again, you have to jump through a few hoops. Why are you going so? Yeah, so anyways, you get rental assistance, light bill assistance. I think they can link you with childcare or something. I have to look it up. I really have to look it up because I honestly forgot. I think that you can even get a like a light bill reduction. Like, they help you out with a lot of stuff, but it's very, I won't say it's rare, but like you really have to go to like the homeless shelters to get assistance, because the homeless shelters will help you out. But when it comes to contacting these places directly, your luck is slim to none. I have to be completely honest.
Regular.
Yellow or white cheese?
White.
Everything?
Yeah.
I want 4 carne asada tacos with everything on them.
4 asada, everything. Anything else?
And then do you guys have pink lemonade?
I do.
Let me get a small pink lemonade.
Okay.
And that'll be all.
Okay, it's gonna be $27.66.
All right, thank
And
you.
then can I get a large crush?
All right, guys, sorry about that. So he pulled up to my favorite place, Tacos La Villa. They actually have multiple locations in Bakersfield. Not all of them are equal, honestly. Like, I think the one on Union, they used to have 2 on Union, but the drive-through one is a really good location. The one like in Rosedale, I forgot the street, but that one's pretty good too. But the one on Union where I'm at now, it is so fire, and it has a drive-through, guys. I always get the carne asada tacos. I used to get a churro. I used to get carne asada fries, but I'm not trying to do all that right now because like I have like a goal here, a body goal that I'm trying to achieve. So I just got the 4 carne asada tacos, and then my kids already ate, so they're good. We're about to get some drinks, and then we're about to head to Porterville. I wanted to show you guys the homeless shelter in Bakersfield. I actually stayed at the homeless shelter in Bakersfield for about maybe like a month or so. It wasn't too long, but it was long enough. So pretty much when I stayed at the homeless shelter, I was trying to get a voucher, y'all. But because I didn't know what to say at the time, like I was completely honest, I wasn't able to get a voucher like everybody else because yeah, I didn't know. Like nobody coaches you, you know. You're thinking, oh, I'm scared. I wanna answer truthfully about everything that they asked me about. So pretty much I answered all the questions and they said, no, you don't qualify. So I was like, well, what's next then? Like, why am I here? I was so sad. I was defeated. I don't remember if I was pregnant or not. No, actually, I was pregnant. I was about to have my baby, but I was pregnant at the time. And they were like, yeah, we don't know. So I think I waited a little longer, maybe like a week or 2, and then they were able to get me into low-income housing, which was the project that you guys just seen. It wasn't actually supposed to be for me. It was supposed to be for veterans. So it was low-income housing for veterans, and they ended up being able to have a few extra apartments. So it was just me, my baby. I think there was one more person who wasn't a veteran. I love you too, baby. I think there was one more other person who wasn't a veteran that went into those apartments. But guys, like those apartments, they're not too old at all. I think they just opened like 8 years ago. So they're not even 10 years gone. But like y'all, it had so many roaches. Like the first year, literally the first year, I stayed in those apartments for like 2 years. So many roaches, y'all. I don't understand why there was so many roaches on a brand new build. The whole entire building was new. Why was there so many freaking roaches? I hated it. I hated it so bad. Like at first, I'll say the first 6 months in the clear. After that, and then like the traffic, it was bad drug traffic there. And I didn't know, like I was so naive back then because I didn't know that like living amongst a bunch of people who had the background that they had, I didn't know about like drug usage, and I didn't know about like prostitutes and like a whole bunch of other things. So I was just like shocked, like whoa, I thought like, you know, it was gonna be like a safe military community, but like no, you really have to educate yourself on a lot of the trauma that veterans go through, especially the ones the older ones, you know. Maybe not so much the younger ones, but the older generation of veterans, they went through a lot. And yeah, a lot of them struggled with drug issues. So yeah, like the drug issue didn't appear when they moved into the apartments. So it was kind of bad, y'all. And then like the whole area down where I was walking, it's usually worse. But even with everything that was going on, like I still felt more safe in that project compared to other projects, because other projects, they tend to have more gang activity, just a lot more tweakers in the area. If you go downtown Bakersfield, I don't know if about now, but like at nighttime in downtown Bakersfield, it was filled with like a lot of homeless people, but like they had a drug issue, like a very strong drug issue. I think people's drug of choice here is METH, guys. So yeah, I didn't even know anything about that until like I was 18. I didn't even know, like, when they would have conversations, they'll be like, you know, like they'll be talking. I don't want to say too much right now because like my kids are in the car, but I'll let you guys in later. All right, guys, so this is the front of the building where I paid the rent. Rent fluctuated based off of my income because I did get financial aid. So next I found this picture off of Snapchat. This was the living room. I had a little sectional couch. That's the front door. The kitchen is on the side. I just erased my son from these pictures. This is another view of the kitchen. It just had, you know, a basic refrigerator, dishwasher, sink. It was okay. Nice little size. This is a little view of the entryway of the bedroom. The bedroom was extremely small. Each room did have a little AC unit. That AC unit actually worked really good. This is the inside of the room. This is where, you know, my son, he was watching a video at this point. That's just the closet area. And then I put up some little beads. All right, guys, so this is 2 days later. I don't have any makeup on. I just got from clinical. Sorry, y'all. But anyways, I don't have as many pictures and videos. I didn't even think that I was going to be recording this type of video at the time. So, you know, I got to work with what I got to work with. I really did try on the internet to find whatever pictures I could find, but they did not post not one video or picture of the inside. I think the only video that I've seen on the inside was the beginning of this video where you've seen the news clip where, you know, half the front part of the apartment building exploded and like you could see slightly inside of the apartment buildings. But other than that, like I did not see any other pictures or videos of the inside of the apartments other than what I had already. And like I had a lot of pictures and videos of my kid, so I had to like literally try to erase, you know, some of the images of him so you guys can get a view of what the apartment looked like. The apartment was extremely small. It was under 1,000 square footage. You know, it was, I won't say it was high maintenance or anything, but everything was pretty much brand new. So I didn't have an issue with, you know, the appliances or anything, or like the air or like mold or whatever the case may be. It was just a lot of roaches. What else? The air was really good. The air conditioning was extremely good. It was kind of like a hotel AC unit. And we had one in the living room and we had one in the bedroom. The shower water was so bad. You could never take a hot shower, guys. Never. It was like lukewarm. I forgot why they said they're not turning up the heat of the water, but they did explain that like the first day of moving in. So I never got a chance to like take a hot bath or like a hot shower. What else? We did have a little patio area. I did not really go out on the patio. Most people go out on the patio if they're smoking or something. By the way, these are non-smoke apartments. I did try to leave the apartment as much as possible because one, I was in college at the time, and then two, I just like to travel with my friends. So I think as soon as I moved in, I literally went to go visit my friends maybe like a month or two later, and I was gone for like maybe 2 or 3 months. I almost got kicked out of the apartments because even though I paid the rent, they were saying like, hey, like you don't even stay here. So, you know, if you're not going to be here, you might as well give the apartment up for somebody who's actually going to stay here. And it's not that I didn't have anywhere else to go, but I wanted to have my own spot, you know, somewhere to come home to at the time. Like I always knew that that place was just a stepping stone. So I wasn't like dead set on staying there. Plus, like right before I moved, I had to move. I literally had to move because of some other stuff. I didn't get evicted or anything like that, but I had to move, and then I was preparing to move because I was graduating. So with graduation, I went the community college route. So I applied to UCI and I applied to UCLA and a few other colleges in Southern California. So that was always the plan for me. So it was always like meant for me to actually move. I think at one point I tried to move sooner by just joining the military, but that was just because like my friend was joining and like they had a buddy program situation. So I was like, oh, we could go do that. But anyways, guys, what did I not cover? Oh yeah, rent fluctuated. So at first I only had to pay maybe $100, but because they started this rule where, or I don't know if it's like a rule, but they start this thing where, you know, your college funds count as your income. So I was getting work study, I was getting scholarships, grants, what else? I didn't really get a loan. I think I got one loan, but that was at a different college. So they counted all of that, and I was like, I thought they weren't supposed to count that stuff, but eventually they started counting it, and like the rent definitely started fluctuating. Bakersfield has a cheaper rent, but like they don't pay as much, you know? So even though the rent is cheap, you don't get paid as much to be able to cover that rent. And because I was in school, I didn't have no money like that. Even work study, they only allow you to do 19 hours, and at the time I was getting paid maybe $12 an hour. This was like 9 years ago, guys. It was so long ago. And yeah, I don't know, like I can't say that I hated the place. I really hated, you know, like the drug traffic, and I hated the roach situation. Y'all, I ended up paying for a exterminator out of pocket, and I think I paid like 200-300 for them to come out the first time, and then like I think that covered another 2 sessions, and then like I had to keep, you know, redoing that session. So I paid probably around a little over 1,000 a year just to, you know, keep the roaches out of my place. For the most part, it did help, but you know, like I just felt like it did not like truly cover the problem. But yeah, guys, I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. You know, it's only up from here. And if you have to utilize, you know, low income, I suggest you do it. But it's extremely hard to come across. You know, if I didn't go to a homeless shelter, I would have never gotten on. Like, I think I put my name on a low income property. This was years ago. It took them about 4 or 5 years to even call me back, guys. And I was like, it's a little too late for that now, you know? But anyways, yeah, this is my project tour.